We're a cooperative of 100 members, and we run what is now two 23-acre farms, growing vegetables and rearing beef and pork meat for our members. It's a CSA, Community Supported Agriculture. We're in our 5th year now. We are owned by the community, as I said, and we were set up by the community. So we aren't a farm that was here and went out and created a community and a market for ourselves. It started the other way. There was a group of people who got together, who wanted to set up an enterprise like ours, had a public meeting to gauge the enthusiasm for such a thing, and it grew from that. And there was about 8 people who formed what we called the core group, and they've put in an enormous amount of voluntary work to keep the whole thing going. And although I'm employed and other people employed and paid, there's a lot of volunteers who put in a lot of administrative work.
Well, on Tuesdays and Fridays, the farmers and volunteers come and harvest any veg that's available and take it to a little packing shed that we have just on the edge of the college here. And from there it's divided up, and then people can come and collect it if they want to. But there are 2 drop-off points, one in Stroud and one in Nailsworth, and the farmers actually bag their shares up into carrier bags and take it for them to collect.
I love vegetables. I love organic vegetables, so that for me that's the most important thing. I think people really want locally produced, fresh vegetables where they know where it comes from. They know they can come up here and visit the farm. They can see the vegetables growing. I don't know if it necessarily has to be organic, but I think the fact that it's local is very important.
Well, it's just local food, organic food and local food that isn't harming the environment in any way. And it's like they said at the initial meeting, that said the people who are producing the food are getting a fair wage for doing the work and the effort they put in, and it's not all going to supermarkets and things.
The other important thing about us is that people own the farm. They employ me and other people who work here, and they can come to the farm, they can see the animals, they can pick some of their own vegetables, although we do most of the picking. There's some vegetables that they pick themselves. They can pick flowers for themselves, so they have a sense of the farm being theirs and being able to enjoy the environment. So that's another important aspect, as well as there's the 2 things. There's the local veg, and then there's the site itself and the farm itself that they can come to.
One of the things I like about the farm is its inclusiveness. It doesn't restrict anyone, it's not too expensive. You can join just as a supporting member and come and visit the farm whenever you want to. And if you want then to go on and buy veg, that's fine, you become a veg share member. But I joined because my grandson lives in a city without a garden, and so it was lovely for him to come and see where veg grows and to learn how to do it. And a lot of the children are involved in growing, so they're growing up knowing how to do it. But my elderly mother likes to come and pick flowers and see the countryside and the trees. She's in a nursing home, so it has such a value to so many different people in different ways.
You're a member first of all, and then you pay to have a share. You pay monthly to have a share in the produce, which you just come and collect from the shed at the top, and it just tells you what you can have, and you come and take what you're allowed to have. And there's meat as well that you can actually buy if you want to buy that, but that's not part of the share.
They pay £30 a month for 1 share. Some people have more, some people have a half share. So we have that regular income, and in return they get a weekly share of vegetables from the farm. In our 2nd year that we set up, we received a £20,000 grant from Seeds, which is basically Millennium money, half of which went into putting up polytunnels, buying equipment, and half of it went to revenue to promote ourselves and to promote the idea of community supported agriculture. We received a lot of support from the Soil Association. when we started up. They had a project running called Cultivating Communities at the time, which was specifically to promote CSAs. We have a social enterprise centre in Stroud here. They give us support, and they also act as our office, our registered office. And they do offer business support as well. We are actually registered with the Biodynamic Association. We're Demeter registered, and they give us support as well. Apart from raising capital, we've been very sustainable. We've actually made a little bit of profit at the end of each year, and now that we've taken on this extra land, which we have just signed a lease this last week, so that's all to see how that, we're yet to see how that will actually turn out. But our projection is that we will be able to sustain that expansion, and that after 3 years we will break even and continue in the same positive way that we have done so far. We've raised some capital money, but the grant that we received really put us on our feet. We didn't have that money, and to buy the things that we really needed to have in order to sustain ourselves. And I'm hopeful that we can raise more money, grant money, that way. If we can't, then we're going to have to think about how we can do that within our own organisation and from our own members. Well, our turnover is 50,000 a year. That's made up of income from the members, which is about 36,000. The meat that we raise is actually sold on a retail basis to our members and to a couple of other institutions in the locality. 8,000 or something, I think, we raise that way. And we also sell a little bit of extra veg, and we have a wholesaler who takes surplus in the summer, so that makes up the balance. We're aiming to double that over the next 3 years. Environmentally, we are 100% organic, and we're very sustainable. We have been so far. We have our own muck, and we use that for the fertility of the land. We have to buy in our straw, and we have to buy in pig feed. So in terms of the vegetable production, we are sustainable. In terms of the pigs, I don't think we are, but they're very important and well loved part of the enterprise. We've taken on the second farm, so we want to double the size of our membership to 200 members, and I don't expect any trouble in doing that.
You're paying for good organic produce. It's not going to be as cheap as it is if you buy the cheap stuff in the supermarkets, but then you are getting something that pays the people that are producing it a fair wage and isn't traipsed all over the country using up road miles and things. So you might be paying a bit over the odds, but you're getting a good quality product that's been ethically produced, so I think that's worth it.